Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Stan from Hardwood Inspirations. Today is a special video. We are doing a video on the 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps. And in case you didn't know that, I am a United States Marine. I'm going to be showing pictures from my boot camp time in 1975 when I was at Marine Corps Depot, San Diego. So if you enjoy this video, please subscribe to it. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified of any upcoming videos on my channel. Thank you again for watching, and congratulations on 250 years of defending our nations as the United States Marines. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Hoorah! I wanted to start with the Marine Corps emblem. We are a department of the Navy, but the United States Marine Corps is an independent arm of the Navy. Here we see the Honor Guard showing the American flag and United States Marine Corps flag. This is a tradition for most Honor Guards being performed by military services. Here we're recognizing the respect that our American flag deserves as it's being displayed, and then again here where it's being lifted up onto a pole to be flown at full mast. So this is the platoon and battalion that I was assigned to at the MCRD, 2nd Battalion, Platoon 2084 in 1975. This is an overview of Marine Corps Depot, San Diego. Out of my book that I received upon graduation. As you can see, it's a fairly good sized unit. One of the first things you do when you arrive on the airplane and you are met by a United States Marine at the airport. We then get off the bus after being transported to MCRD and stand on those famous yellow feet that are well known for new recruits. Immediately after this, we go into the hair cutting session. Now, if you notice in this picture, there was a lot of people who had long hair. I happened to be one of those also at that time. But we get a quick haircut. And then they also ask if you have any moles or pimples, but it doesn't really matter because they shave your hair off in a hurry. Right preceding that, we go immediately into getting shots. We walk through a line and you're given shots on each side. Multiple shots, and then finally they do take some blood and give you a penicillin shot, which I don't show you, where you bend over and they give it to you in your butt. Immediately after that, you go to your barracks, which is all called billets, and these were brand new when I was there. Before that time, this is where they stayed, in Quonset huts. So the goal in Recruit Depot and Marine Corps Boot Camp is to break you down physically, mentally, and to reshape you into a United States Marine. One of the first things you do is a physical fitness test, which consists of pull-ups, and then sit-ups, and then a 3-mile run. For a perfect 300 score, you had to do 20 pull-ups, do 80 sit-ups in 3 minutes, and do a 3-mile run in less than 18 minutes. That was when I was in. I think that has changed since then. The next thing that happens is you are given uniforms and your gear for boot camp. Here is a picture of the 3 DIs I had: Sergeant Compton, Sergeant Lanier, and Staff Sergeant Pye. The next phase of training is physical fitness training. We're constantly doing pull-ups, sit-ups, walking, parading, running. A lot of that, the first few weeks, is nothing but physical fitness training and trying to get us in the best physical shape possible before we continue on with our additional training. We do push-ups and sit-ups and bends and thrusts and run. We did a lot of that. And then we have an obstacle course that we had to conquer too as part of our physical training. It included log jumping, log climbing, rope climbing, and all kinds of stuff where we were constantly pushing ourselves physically. Most days It included also going under barbed wire, but most days included about 20 hours of awake time and really pushing ourselves physically. Then we had defensive training, such as pugil sticks, where we combated each other and learned techniques on how to do self-defense. Then, of course, you can't forget the food. What was interesting about the food aspect was that when we were given chow, we could not eat until the DI said go, and when he said stop, you better not take another bite. Again, we did all kinds of training, marching, practicing marching with rifles, and then just standard formation marching, parade deck marching, just to learn discipline. That was the whole purpose behind it, was coordination and discipline, and you did it as a unit. Always as a unit. So the whole purpose behind this was to learn how to work together as a unit and a group, not as individuals. Here we see a whole bunch of parade deck marching and formations. Then we had inspections also of our uniforms that we were given. That was part of our daily routine, is upkeep of our uniforms and stuff. Here you can kind of see me, I'm right there on the right side, waiting in line to be inspected. We also then continued after the first few weeks. We go to the rifle range and we learn different positions. We learn about our M16 rifle, how to take it apart, how to clean it, how to put it back together, how to unjam it. We learned to shoot from several different positions, whether it be a sitting position or a standing position or prone. The idea was to practice and practice and practice. We had to qualify at 100 yards, 300 yards, and 500 yards. And there were 3 levels of marksmanship for the rifle range. Here we also are working on our pistol qualification, where we shot a .45. One of the fun parts was when we had night fire, we were able to use tracer rounds. It was really fun to do so, and interesting to see how those work. Here we're learning about how to throw grenades and the appropriate way to do so in order to not get hurt, and the different techniques used. After grenade training, we go directly into infantry training, and that was always the fun part. It was for a lot of marches and stuff, and there I am. I've got a little arrow by me in my combat fatigues and helmet. And then here we had our training classes on tactics and stuff, and again a little arrow showing where I am at. We did a lot of field marches and force marches, usually 10, 15, sometimes 20 miles long during this phase. We also had a mountain that we had to go up and down, and I won't repeat what it was called, but we had to do it with full packs. And of course the famous gas mask and the gas chamber practice, where you would put on a gas mask, you'd go in there, and then you would have to take it off and do bends and thrusts. You would have to do jumping jacks and things such as that. We also learned several self-defense techniques on how to defend ourselves on one-on-one, and we practice on each other, and sometimes the DIs practice on us. And then finally, as we get closer to the end, we had uniform inspections. We had our final inspections before graduation. And that was always the fun part, because they would find any little thread or anything that was out of place they would look for. But it also taught us a lot of discipline around what and how we are to be presented as a United States Marine. So here's a pic of my friend Keith, who's also a United States Marine, next to his tank in Iraq, where he served during Desert Storm and Desert Shield. Every Marine, upon graduation, receives a picture or gets their picture taken with dress blues, and this is me in my dress blues and my graduation picture. This one is Keith's graduation picture. And then also we have a picture of him in a crater in Iraq posing. The Marines are the few and the proud. And once you are a Marine, you are always a Marine, and you are part of a unique family and group of men that have helped defend our country and our nation. The United States Marine Corps was established on November 10, 1775 by the Second Continental Congress meeting in Philadelphia, and they passed a resolution stating that 2 battalions of Marines were to be raised. The Marine Corps has served throughout many battles and many times of war for the United States, from the Revolutionary War to the most recent in Iraq. I want to say thank you to every Marine who has participated in battle, or those even who haven't. I want to say thank you to the United States Marine Corps for the confidence and the instruction they gave me. I am a United States Marine, and I'm very proud of it. Thank you for watching this video, and as always, have a great and wonderful day, and may the Lord greatly bless you. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Hoorah!